Imagine you send your child to school and then you get a call. Hey, your child has been kidnapped today. What are you going to do? This is the most disturbing news coming out of Nigeria. I mean, how many times are we going to report that kids have been kidnapped? Can you believe that more than 100 students were abducted? It was supposed to be a regular school day for the students in a community in Kaduna. They were in classes. The principal and teachers were ensuring that everything went well. Just a regular school day. Like, that's all. They went to school. Well, it didn't turn out to be a normal school day. A teacher suddenly sights a large number of men speeding into the school on bikes and shooting in the air. Armed men stormed the school grounds, firing weapons and rounding up nearly 300 students and teachers. This is not a joke. And I'm honestly tired of the fact that this keeps happening. It's horrifying reality for the number of the families who are now enduring the fact that whether it's their mother, their father, maybe it's who is a teacher there, and their kids are gone. According to eyewitnesses, only 25 escaped and they still have 287 students in their camp. I mean, how are you going to tell people to keep going to school? These kids are so young. They're only between the age of 18 and 15 years old. Like primary and secondary school students. Now, while this is happening, the local vigilantes, okay, they tried to stop them, but they're just local vigilantes. One of them was even murdered by the bandits. Okay, just think about this, guys, because we're so far removed from what is happening a lot of times in the north. Imagine you send your child to school and then you get a call. Hey, your child has been kidnapped today. What are you going to do? What will you say? Your child went to school. Like, these are children, for crying out loud. I don't understand how people have the lack of humanity that they would target innocent students. Gosh, I'm so upset. And what's been the government's response? Apparently, the government has said, okay, yeah, that they're on the case. And that's what we heard from the special advisors to the president on media and publicity. He says that the president has directed security agencies to rescue the victims and serve justice. I mean, what else was I expecting to hear? But the truth about it is, do you know that in any other sane country, do you know that the president would be the one that would actually make this address himself? That it wouldn't be a third party. Because when you think about it, 100 students, 100 lives are in captivity right now. Children. It's not a normal thing. But because in Nigeria, it's become so regular, the president is like, I beg, SSA, oh yeah, deliver the news for me. Amnesty International has also chimed in. They've sent a stern-worded tweet condemning as usual. Meanwhile, the governor of the state was on the scene and was saying that they are trying as much as possible to make sure that they rescue the children. I mean, this all sounds great, but where was the police? In a community like that, they should always be on red alert. You know, the governor also said something that absolutely blew my mind. Do you know that in this community that these kids were kidnapped, do you know that there's not a single police station? There's not a single police station. And now you're saying, oh, we'll build a police station. Okay, if there's not a police station, why didn't you have community police since? The local vigilantes are not enough. And because they know the bandits have staked out that specific community, they know that there's no police station and there's no presence of security agents. That's why they were kidnapped. The part that absolutely broke my heart is the fact that the kidnapped children were actually made to walk a long distance to the bush. And now police cannot trace them. The police, they cannot cite hundreds. You guys, do you know what 257 people is? Like, if you are in the middle of nowhere and 257 people are moving through a bush, by now, the security agents should have gone to go and meet these soldiers and army and the NSA advisor. And they should have satellites from above that can use infrared technology to spot heat. And when I say heat, body heat. And you guys, I'm not saying security agents, but I can tell you the basics I know. That satellite imagery can find these people if they want to. It's painful. I'm sad for Nigeria. Amnesty International is calling it appalling. Governor is giving vague promises. A private negotiator is now rumored to be involved. How? You guys remember that Chibok girls are still missing. They haven't been found. They've never come home. These young girls who were children when they left, they've now become women. They've probably gone ahead to go and have children for their captors. They've been fully indoctrinated into this life of captivity and nothing can ever be done. I'm really sad because we all know that if this thing was something about politics or it's about making money, our politicians will be running up and down. But because it's about children that to them mean nothing. In 2021, 140 kids were kidnapped, private school. A few months later, another 20 were kidnapped from a private school. Kids of some of those kids were killed. It's enough. Like, we don't value life. Our politicians don't value our lives. Our government is not protecting us, and it's sad. I'm praying for every single family who is going through this ordeal right now. We're just a few months away from 10 years anniversary for Chibok girls' abduction. And this is happening again, 10 years later. What a shame. What a shame for Nigeria. Meanwhile, our dear politicians were showing themselves at the funeral of Herbert Wigwe, his wife, and his son. You got to click on the next video to find out what happened.